Power 92. We are #1 in the streets.
DJ Nafis, WPWX, Chicago, and here we go. All right, I'm sitting here with Lakeith Stanfield. Man, you a legend already, brother. You know what I'm saying? As far as like your skills and all of the movies that you've been participating in, man. But this role, playing Bill O'Neill in this one, you really went it there. But I really need to know how you were feeling acting this role out, man.
Oh man, thank you so much for the kind words. Terrible for the most part, in conflict with things that I felt personally as a Keith, but and a lot of stress. It was kind of a high stress role, um, and but also very inspired. Working with Daniel, seeing what he was bringing to the table and how he encompassed what I had seen in Fred Hampton from clips in such a beautiful way. It moved me, and yeah, it was and I also felt I always wanted to tell a story about the Black Panther Party if I could. I always wanted to be involved in something like this that could bring our history to the forefront, and in a way that it exposed the beauty that the party was about, and particularly the Illinois chapter. So, I was yeah, I just felt a lot of things, but overall, at the end, I felt relieved and I felt proud of us that we were able to work on a film like this and, just for the people, so dope.
Definitely, man. I learned a lot myself, you know what I'm saying, considering that I'm young and I didn't really know about the party in itself. And I didn't even know how all of these things was happening. But I think the whole thing for me about the president at the time, considering that he was a terrorist and that he wanted to hurt people, they thought that it was a threat to American life to see a man who wanted to just pull the community together. Uh, I just had this question for you though. What do you think people will pull from this film after watching the whole thing?
Hmm. Yeah, the idea that, they thought that this might be a threat to American life might be more of an indication about what American life is than anything else.
Mm,
If there's something that's a threat to American life, is that necessarily a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Is American life as we know it in its optimal state? I don't know, especially Black American life. So if it's a threat, then that might have been a good thing, actually. Uh,
mhm.
if there's one thing that I want people to take away from this film, I think it's just that the spirit, especially Black people, the spirit of what Fred Hampton was about. I want them to realize that that's in all of us, and we all have the capacity to love ourselves and each other in that way, where we put that above everything. And I think once we start to love ourselves that way, once we do internal self work, then by virtue of that, you're gonna love your brother, and we're gonna find universal peace. But it starts within. And I particularly want the youth in Chicago to think about this when they watch this movie, the spirit of Fred Hampton, and what he was about, and just keep that in your mind, and somewhere down the line, and growth and maturity, hopefully allows us to uh, unlock more of the beautiful aspects of ourselves, and universally. I want people to realize that this wasn't just specific to Black people. Fred Hampton started a Rainbow Coalition. He wanted
Yes.
everybody to rise up and grow together. So, and this is all of our fight, so we got to support each other and just try to do a little bit better every day.
Absolutely, man. And those are gems right there you just dropped for everybody in Chicago and across the world who's really going to see this film and see that. I believe that's what they're going to see. And that's what I saw, and I thought about the fact that around about the time when I did see it and the whole stock exchange, when everybody was pushing behind GameStop. And,
Mhm.
and that's what I felt with this film. I felt like if we use the internet now, as a communicational tool to be able to unify ourselves to the point where we are pulling everybody together for the betterment of our communities in Black America, white America, whatever. He pulled together everybody. If we could just pull together in love, I think we'll be all good, man. So I just want to ask you one question though, man. Uh, who taught you, bro? You are an amazing actor and your range is just amazing. Where did that come from? Who inspired that, man?
Uh, I wish I could say somebody, but
Mhm.
everything. I don't. I never did training or anything. I don't know. I just love to do it, and I'm always trying to learn. A lot of actors that I work with inspire me, though. People
Mhm.
like Daniel, people like Chiwetel Ejiofor, people like Dominique Fishback. These
Yes.
people are just really talented, and I love watching their process. And I take a little bit of something from everybody and try to incorporate it. But really, I grew up with a lot of crazy people, and that helps me too, because it's just like they're just characters, and so it gives me a little bit of context sometimes.
Absolutely, man. Well, I wish nothing but success for you and your family, brother. You doing great things, and wish to see more from you. I know I'm going to see more from you in the future, brother. So much success and blessings to you and your family. Thank you again for spending some time with us over at Part 92, man. For real.
Thank you, sir. Be well.
So, all right, I'm sitting here with Daniel Kaluuya. Man, there's no introduction to you, bro. You know, you've been doing your thing for a long time. I think the
Uh-huh.
first time I got introduced to you was through Black Mirror and that film, man. So, but up to now, you're playing Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. And
Mhm.
this is a beautiful role, and I learned a lot just by watching this film, man. But in your journey with playing this role, playing him, what did you have to go through? What did you have to learn?
I had to learn a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? I learned a complete, I had to like really come to a completely different mindset, completely different
Mm,
perspective of 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 of, of what I even thought activism was. Like
mm,
I had to kind of see that. Oh wow, they weren't trying to free people. They were giving people the tools. They were freeing people, but they were giving people the tools in order to free themselves. You know, and that is was a real, just a slight but a real big shift in my mentality on liberation and self-liberation and what people need. They really wanted to do the most that they could in order for people to actualize themselves for themselves.
And that's exactly what I got from it. For me, the bigger part for me was the communication to people. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking about the fact that last week, uh, everybody getting behind GameStop and pushing the stock up so they wouldn't short it and all the different things. What do you think people need to do to unify right now, using the internet and the things that the tools that we do have? You know, what can people do now?
I think understanding that we are all mirrors.
Hmm.
We are all mirrors. So what you dislike in someone else is what you dislike in yourself. And the only way to heal that is compassion. It's that. It's that. The internet ain't gonna save you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You're gonna save you. It's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? How I feel it. So as long as we understand that relationship, that we are one, and separation is an illusion, then only that can build a bridge to true unity, you know?
absolutely. Not to get all preachy, but this is what I always try to tell my people. Like, we're all supposed to be examples of Christ. You know, not what everybody got religions or whatever, but we're supposed to be examples of Him. And He was compassion. He was love. He was beyond the politics
Yeah.
of what was going on in life. You know what I'm saying?
But it's
And
also as well, but people, it's hard. I don't blame anyone if they can't get there. Do you know what I mean? It's hard.
mhm,
How can you give something you don't have? Like in a real world, you know what I'm saying? If you ask someone for $20, if you ain't got it, how can you give it? If you
mm,
ask for compassion someone, if they don't give it to themselves, how can you get it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if you know you have it, you have to give it. You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you have to continue on that path, and you have to start that tidal wave and start that journey, that cycle. And it's just difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult because especially if you have a mindset that I want it given to me. You're supposed to give it. If you
Hmm.
are just aware that you have it.
Absolutely, man. You dropping gems right now, bro. You are dropping gems. Hey, as far as this movie, man, I know I was talking to your co-star, Lakeith, and
Mhm.
he was talking about how frustrated he was during the film. What was your feeling during the film?
Man, I wasn't really feeling. I was just a kind of like I'm on. I got things to do. Like I got things
Hmm.
to do. Because on the weekends I was promoting Queen and Slim. I was going to Atlanta, I was going to New York or LA and promoting Queen and Slim. But it was a heavy weight. I think if I felt stuff, it was the heaviness of what I was being a vessel for. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so that.
Yeah. That heaviness of carrying a whole team of people that's, that want to get out. I'm going to say that, uh, not
You
trying
can
to
say
feel
it, bro. You
Bill,
can
but
say it, bro. I say
they
leave. I say
really
leave now. I can't say get out anymore. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
right. Sorry about
Yo,
that.
let's leave. Let's leave.
Right. But yeah, people, I mean, carrying that the character of who he was to get people out of that mind state, freeing them, liberating them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Lakeith was saying as far as his role, playing a person who was just trying to survive, and setting you up and just getting all this information and saying it in the film, like, watching the film and everything. It was like, man, these people are not terrorists. They terrorizing me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you did an awesome job in your role. I didn't even know you had an accent like this. So when you started talking, bro, so I know you did it. You did your thing, man. I so appreciate your art, and I look forward to seeing more of you in the future, man. Thank you again, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Have
Yes,
a blessed day. Family, stay safe.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Peace out. Happy to be here to talk to you guys, man. For real. This movie, Judas and the Black Messiah. I mean, you guys played the supporting part of helping Fred Hampton with his communication with the community as far as like putting them out there. So we're just gonna start with Miss Dominique Thorne. Your role, you were strong. You just was the gangster of the clique. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, where did you come in? Where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Where did you get that power to portray that in the film?
I think primarily it came or comes from wanting to just honor and respect the legacy of all those women that were really there, that were on the ground, especially at the Illinois chapter was primarily women, and so it was really important to me and it was women involved in all forms, in all cadres. There was no discrimination about that. So it was really important to me to come in from a place uh, of purpose. Really, is what it is. I think that Harmon is very much a person who's willing to. Her reasons to live are all of her reasons to die, and so I think that mentality and that mindset probably colors a lot of the members of the party at that time. But to be a woman, I also recognize this sort of a choice to really step up for your race before your gender, if that makes sense. The women's rights movement was a thing, and you see the Black Power movement, that's a thing. But there was never there was never a middle ground. And so it's like addressing this intersectionality, but also recognizing what that must mean, the need to make a choice and to say, okay, I recognize that this is a battle, but this is the one that's going to move us forward, and just sort of putting all your passion and all of the emphasis behind that, which I think many Black women continue to do today. And I think we see that plain as day. And so that strength is not really something that I think is too far off. I think it's very real and very present. And it's in the everyday if you're willing to look for it and willing to recognize it.
Absolutely. Ashton, let me ask you about your role as Jimmy. Like, where did you come in, or where did that come from to be able to play that role in the film as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think naturally there was a lot there from the script to pick up from. I think I was able to identify with Jimmy and his his dedication to what he was doing, him being a disciple to Fred Hampton. He was definitely a writer for the group, and so I was even able to identify this character with Levy and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom a little bit,
Okay.
that passion, that drive. I feel like I don't want to give away too much and what happens to my character, but the climax of my character, I think was based out of just drive, and wanting to like do something right now in the moment. Um, so yeah, he was a fighter, and I think that I was able to relate to that fight within me
That,
and with everything that's going on in the world. I was able to grab that and attach that onto the portrayal, and so.
absolutely. Now, Daryl, your role as well. I have the same question. Where did you get it? Where did it come from? How did you step into it?
With a lot of love, with a lot of empathy, a whole bunch of understanding of what the party stands for, what the party, what these women and men stood for, fought for, and just just trying to really embrace the idea, because it's never, I'm never going to be able to understand what they physically went through every single day, but I have to push myself to get as close to it in the mental that I can, to even feel right putting on the clothes and the shoes and stepping on that set. So it was just a lot of going within, going insular, but then allowing myself to be given to everything around me. And because when you work with people like Ashton and Algie and Dominique and Daniel and Dominique and Keith, you better be damn good, and you better bring it every day. So I'm motivated by the people on this Zoom, and the rest of the cast, and the incredible leadership of Shaka. It makes it easier, even if you're doing something that's so hard. It makes it a little bit easier stepping on set, knowing who you get to walk beside and walk with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And man, I wish I had more time. Algie, man, I loved you with being Ralph's Trez event, man. You know what I'm saying? But your role in this one, you came hard, bro. I appreciate you and your dynamic as well, Algie. And they telling me to wrap it up, but man,
good, bro.
much success to you guys.
Yeah, we good. Everything got out that it need to get out. We trust me. We good.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, man, thank you for spending some time with us over here in Chicago, WPWX, man. This movie is awesome. Y'all need to go see it, man. Judas and the Black Messiah is crazy. Go see it. Let's go.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. All right, so I'm sitting here with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Man, this movie, The Black Messiah, Judas and the Black Messiah. Wow, amazing film. But I have to know, how did you feel about the film and the portrayal of your dad?
The process has been tug and pull, back and forth. Just even the initial meeting, sitting down with Daniel, Dominique, and other members of the cast, the producer, script writer, so on and so, saying that it's been back and forth. It's been, not only for myself, but for my mother, comrade, Akua, and Jerry, for my comrades out, the Black Panther Party Cubs, as well as members of the Black Panther Party. Because we talking about, as they say in the movie industry, this is not only a period piece, but it's also a relevant. This is a relevant piece. We still dealing with the case of political prisoners, ongoing cases, you name it. But just it's on the appreciation for the discussion. I mean, evidence right here now. You know what I'm saying? There's the type of conversations that have come already without the release hasn't officially even happened yet. So the conversation just from the trailer about the actual, who authored the Rainbow Coalition, about, assassinations, about the Black Panther Party. So I'm encouraged. I'm looking forward to more conversations and more work. Sky's the limit.
Definitely, man. And for me, it was a learning experience for me as well. Watching, because I didn't really know about the Black Panther Party besides what people would say, and this gave me a deeper dive into your dad, what the party was really about. How he went to different places around the neighborhoods to gather everybody together. My whole thing I got of it was communication, you know what I'm saying? And that we need to unify. Do you feel like we are doing that now? I mean, considering what happened in 2020 and what was going on, but do you feel like we're really communicating together to unify and love to help our community, or is it backwards?
Well, I don't, I don't want to an absolute, you know what I'm saying? Because the struggle, you know, just saying everyone is engaged in this process of struggle. Because reality is, not just with the Black community, in communities in general, people get involved in struggle or become quote unquote conscious one of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. You know, and even we also say a lot of people, you know, become Black when it's beneficial, or play Panther when it's profitable, or come to the Cubs when it's comfortable. We have been doing this work on, I'm not saying this in a braggadocio type of way, but even when it's not fashionable, we, you know, send cases of Michael Walker and Brittany Green, you know, Chicago police, case after case, you know, so due to the conditions in the infamous Cook County Jail. So the Vanguard, we got to remain consistent. And this is a time right now. These are desperate times. There's, you know, people's political pores are open for certain, you know, so you know, it's terrible, but it's fine. But you know what I'm saying, you know, we're dealing with the dynamic of death every day. It's up front. We can't put it to the back. I think one of the matches Alcoholics Anonymous is the first step in addressing the problem is recognizing we have a problem. So we got to remain consistent.
Absolutely, man. Is there a way for people to even like participate right now? You know, because you know,
yes,
is it still active? I see y'all out here moving, but how can people get involved?
Yes. We tighten up our ranks amongst our online presence, but right now, the SaveTheHamptonHouse.org, SaveTheHamptonHouse.org, Blogspot, Chairman Fred Jr.com. Look for the Black Panther Party Cub website to be forthcoming. 2 major dates, August 30th and December 4th. That's Chairman Fred Street's party, December 4th, International Revolutionary Day. But we tighten up our ranks on online presence. The Cubs are coming. The Black Panther Party Cubs are here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what you got to say to these shorties that's out here right now who might be, you know, misguided or misdirected, man? What you got to say to them?
You know, one of the system's tactics is to create chaos and restore order. You know, I mean, everything from the gentrification, the land grab. And I don't think we're not dying. We're dying by design. We have to be very clear that there's no war on drugs, there's no war on guns, there's no war on gangs, there's a war on the people. And we have to be, you know, saying we recognize that there are differences amongst us in the community. The Black Panther Party position was that differences amongst the people are reconcilable. Differences between the people in the state are irreconcilable.
That's what I'm talking about, people. And then this statement that I got from the movie, where he was talking they was teaching each other, and the statement was, "War is politics with guns, and politics is war without guns." Man,
bloodshed. It's actually a clipping of Chairman Fred with the square sunglasses in front of the headquarters. Him actually giving that though, and you just took me back on the flashback. We were sitting down discussing that on set. Yeah. Daniel did that. Yeah, he did it.
He did that one. Man, and it stuck out to me. I made a tweet out of that one. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I appreciate you spending some time with us over here at Power 92 in Chicago, man. You know, I support the movement wholeheartedly.
Sure.
You know, I've learned more myself, and I'm gonna communicate that to my children and people around me to be more involved with what's happening with you guys, man. So I thank you again.
It ain't too late. Lennon said, "What takes people 20 years to learn ordinary times, they can learn in 2 years in revolutionary times." It ain't too late.
Absolutely.
Free them all. Right on.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Power 92.3 FM.